This is the Self-Mastery course, Part 1, Module 1 of Preparation. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Part 1, Module 1 of Preparation. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this. It's very, very important in terms of the courses that we do, the starting point. And I think once we're done here, you're going to have a pretty good understanding as to why that is. So, what are you going to get from this course? What are you going to get from this very specific module and this part of the module? So, the agenda item for preparation, what is it going to be? Well, we're going to talk about the definition of preparation. Let's all start off by understanding what preparation actually is, right? Then we're going to understand how knowing yourself ties into preparation. I know the two seem far apart from each other, but give me some time. Then we're going to talk about how you reap what you sow. And this is, for me, the essence of preparation. Because when we think of preparation, think of it from an agricultural point of view and people preparing to till the land and sow. You reap what you sow, and you understand that from a biblical point of view. And then we're going to talk about spending time with yourself and how that all encompasses itself in this process of preparation. So, what are your takeaways going to be from this? Once we've gone through that agenda item, what am I hoping that you're going to take away from this? I'm hoping that you're going to take away the meaning of preparation and understanding the importance of it. I'm hoping that you're going to take away this construct of knowing yourself and how important that is. And I'm hoping that we're going to understand in a little bit more depth this you reap what you sow element and how that ties in to preparation. Okay, the definition of preparation. It is the getting ready. It's the readiness of something. It is the getting ready for a future state or an event, right? It is the action and process of getting something ready. Now, what this meant for me is that we're actually constantly in a state of preparation. We are always in a state of getting something ready. So what does this mean? It means that we're in a constant state of preparation. Why is that important? That's so important because it's going to alleviate a lot of the stresses and the anxieties that sometimes you think about, because you're looking for the end state and yet you're actually in a process. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And there's a strong correlation between preparation and implementation and the timing factors that are there. And again, we'll talk more about that too. So, I said that one of the elements that we're going to talk about is you reap what you sow. And there are just so many things that go around you reap what you sow in terms of trying to understand it. But I want you to understand several things. When I ask you, what do you get when you reap what you sow? Write it down. And we're going to give you a few seconds just to think about that. What do you get when you reap what you sow? What do you think it means? Right. I kind of guess the idea of what you think it means. And you're not wrong. People have come up with this construct that it means what goes around comes around, that what you put in, you get out. And all those are correct. But I want you to look at this a little bit more deeply. I want you to look at the words. You reap what you sow. So this is all about you. It's not about your schooling. It's not about your environment. It's not about your teacher. It's not about your boss. It's not about your workplace. It's about you reaping what you sow. There's no plural there. It's just you. That's the first thing I want you to look at. The second thing I want you to look at is the word what. You will reap what you sow. So the question I'm going to ask you is, what are you sowing? And if you don't know that, then you're either guessing or taking chances. And that's going to be a serious issue. Because in order for you to get apples, you need to put down apple seed. So what are you trying to get out of this? What are you sowing? And that's important. And this is all important in the process of preparation. So in order to understand what you are sowing, you need to understand who you are. And if you take a look at this picture, I'll give you 2 seconds to try and guess what it is. Those of you who did get it right, well done. Those of you who didn't, that's okay. Because this is actually when a sperm meets an ovary. And why is this important? It's important because when the sperm met the ovary, it created you. The you we were talking about a little earlier on, it created you. So the importance of the you in all this is to do with your identity. And understanding that your identity and who you are is something that's going to be very important so that you begin to understand what seed you are and what you're going to sow. The process of preparation is going to be entirely a waste of time if you are an apple seed and you believe that you need to be planting banana seeds. So you need to know thyself. Thyself. You need to know yourself. The role that everybody else plays in terms of assessing you, diagnosing you, influencing you, and also informing you is useful, because it's something that you can use as a matter of trying to understand who you are. But ultimately, it's about you and who you are. And you need to know yourself so that we can make sure we plant the right seed in order to prepare for who you're going to be. Please understand that you're unique. Only you are the only you in this world. Of the 7 billion plus people on this planet, twins, siblings, it doesn't matter. You are unique. No one else is like you. So trying to go and copy somebody else because they've become an apple seed, or trying to copy somebody else because they've become a banana seed, is not going to work for you. You need to understand who you are. And this uniqueness is actually exemplified in itself by the fact that you have your own DNA and you have your own fingerprint. And it's an important point to actually ask yourself, why am I so unique? Why is there nobody out there who I can go and replicate and become? What was the intentionality of bringing all human beings onto the planet? To be different. So it is that difference of you that's important, because that's the difference that you're going to start preparing for to become into the future. This uniqueness is actually also so fascinating in connection with how your brain plays a role in making you who you become. Think about it. I showed you the picture a little earlier on that a sperm meets an ovary and creates this amazing human being with a heart, with blood, with organs, with limbs, with eyesight, with all these amazing features. And then in these features, for them to run, there's this massive computer that's put in there. It's called your brain. And all this creates this individual person who will be the one who reaps what they sow. And that, therefore, their environment and their circumstances don't play a role in any way in terms of deterring them or limiting them in terms of who their capabilities. As long as you know who you are, then your uniqueness will drive you forward in terms of you understanding what you are meant to do, because of you know what seed you are. So we're going to go into exercise number 1. Now that you've heard what we've heard, and the exercise that I want you to do is that I want you to list 3 key things that you need to prepare for. I want you to list those 3 key things. 1, the things that you need to prepare for in this year. 2, the things that you need to prepare for in the next year to 3 years. And 3, the things that you need to prepare for over 3 years. Over 3 years may become the vision. The 1 to 3 years may become the objective. And in the 1 year, it may become the goal. It's not quite like that, but just want you to think about it in that perspective. What are the key things that you need to prepare for? So, what I would like to sum up is the following. The definition of preparation is all about getting ready for something. You're constantly in a state of preparation because you're constantly in a state of getting ready for something. I asked you to list 3 things. They could be 3 things that you are actually constantly in a state of getting prepared for. That's very, very important. The other thing is this idea that you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. It's very important to understand that your environment and your circumstances and your situation and people around you cannot be the excuse of where your destiny lies. They can be a very good explanation, and the explanations are there, but they are not the excuse for you to be curtailed or even stopped in becoming what you can become. Well done. You have now finished part 1, module 1 of preparation. Let's catch up with the next one. Thank you.